and then you get knocked down, you get up looking for a flag.
Got up looking for a flag, didn't see one, and just it was back off.
And so now we have to find out if potentially, it was not a lock, but it was going to have a very good chance. If potentially, when the wrong team goes to the Super Bowl, now all of a sudden somebody's ox has been gored, and it really, really means something.
Obviously, it's a disappointing way to lose a game. It's frustrating, you know, just getting off the phone with the league office. They blew the call. A hard job for those guys because it's happening fast, but I don't know if there was ever a more obvious pass interference call that, you know, here it is, the NFC Championship game. So, tough one to swallow.
Mr. President, I'd like to bring up the NFC Championship game. The state of Louisiana is outraged because of what happened in the Superdome last Sunday.
You look back at one play, that one play. Talk to us about the impact it had on the Saints, but also the integrity of the whole NFL.
Well, it's the play that'll live in infamy for as long as the NFL exists. This is going to be the worst nightmare the NFL has ever envisioned prior to a Super Bowl, because once everybody convenes in Atlanta for a week, it's all anybody's going to want to talk about.
Being that it happened right there in front of you know, the person who would be the one making that call, and everyone in the stands and everyone watching at home on TV, and yeah, that makes it even more difficult.
A team that if the referees just do their job in that one moment, they're going to win that game.
Question that it was a highway robbery here. The reality of the situation is that he was mugged. The ball was about 4 yards away when he got hit. It was clearly pass interference. Nobody's denying it. And the reason why you can call it a robbery is simply because of this reason. If the penalty gets called, it's a 3rd and 10, all right? LA had just used its second timeout. It's a 3rd and 10. You call a pass interference. It's automatic first down. You are already in field goal position at the 13-yard line. This would have put it at about the 3-yard line, if not the 1-yard line. You're right there, and you simply run out the clock until time expires. Los Angeles never sees the ball again. You kick the field goal. The game is over.
So all Michael Thomas is doing is pouring salt in your wounds.
Yeah.
Because it's hard for you to keep defending your position when the world is just outraged.
They're already on your side.
Okay, so he is clearly preaching to a huge choir.
Yes.
That is in full throat with outrage to this moment over this call.
Correct.
Nobody has let it go just yet. What are we to Thursday?
Thursday.
And it feels like it's going to go on for the rest of this week before it dies down.
Right.
Shannon Sharpe, even you would agree it was the all-time robbery. As far as that moment goes, it was the worst blown call in sports history.
As a former player, how would you handle this?
Ooh, it'd be tough. You know, just sitting back feeling like you pretty much got screwed.
Like, if you're just a fan of football in general, I agree with this assessment. I mean, Roger is making $40-something million a year. He should be able to earn his check. In this situation, again, he owes not only those players, the Saints, but he owes the fans and just the game itself and everybody that surrounds the NFL an explanation because of this infraction.
So that pass interference call was the worst no call in NFL history. Overreaction?
Well, I'm going to go first because it's easy.
Go ahead.
This is not an overreaction.
Wow.
There has never been a call at such a pivotal time that was so obvious that was missed. This wasn't even Dez, did he catch it, did he not catch it, Dez caught it. This is a pass interference. He got there before the ball got there. He also got there helmet to helmet.
Kurt, to let people know from a player's perspective what it feels like. Imagine you have to go through training camp, okay, practice after practice, building up to this point. You get to the regular season, game after game after game, meetings, all these things that culminate you being at this moment as a player. And for it to come down, you're literally on the verge of going to the Super Bowl, and it comes down to someone or something that's out of your control. All the player can ask is just, let me do my job. Let me control the outcome of this. But you had a ref who your only job, you're right there. Your only job is to call it like you see it in that moment in time. And you failed. You failed in that moment in time.
Okay.
You cannot, as a player, do you know how hard it is to get back to that moment, to a championship game? It's literally the hardest game that you can lose. It's the worst game that you can lose, period. And as a ref, you failed in that moment of time to cost me an opportunity to go to a Super Bowl.
This is just so obvious that everybody watching it knew exactly what happened.